Hi, what's up? So today I went on Pinterest for a bit and I'm seeing those bag accessories again and again, and I think they look really cute. But did you ever have the problem that you're just too lazy or not motivated enough to learn how to crochet? So I thought, why not make them out of foam clay? Should be a lot easier. And as always, I got my assistants with me. So let's get started. So for this project, I'm gonna use the foam clay I got for a previous video because it just dries a lot harder than the foam clay I normally use. Now I've gotta decide which color I want to use. This will take a while. So for the first one, I want to use this blue and yellow because it's like one of the flowers I've seen on Pinterest. And then I also want to use my favorite colors right now, purple and green. And then let's go with these. I'm gonna use this soft notebook to put the clay on so it doesn't get squished by its own weight. Making basic clay flowers is actually one of the easiest projects you can do, but I still think they look just so cute. So I think this is a good option if you can't crochet, but you want something big and kind of fluffy. So if you watched my most recent video, you already know this, but this clay has a big difference to the clay that I normally use, which is that it doesn't stick together. So we're gonna have to use some water. But before I do that, I'm gonna use like a regular pencil and just make some marks on the clay balls. And now let's stick it together. And really just use like a tiny bit of water. Otherwise you will get the color of the clay everywhere. So we got our first flower. Now I want to make one to add to this flower. The first set has to dry now, so let's move on to the next one. But I'm gonna try something different this time. In this one, the color actually doesn't want to really mix, so it always turns out something like this, so we'll just keep it. So I'm trying to form this kind of flower, and I'm gonna use the pencil again to make this form on the bottom. So this actually worked well. I'm really glad. Let's make a second one. And I'm gonna use the green to add some little leaves. For this project, I'm only using like really easy forms, so even if you've never used any kind of clay before, I'm sure you could do a really great job with it. And although I want to do more complicated projects with foam clay, I think getting results fast and really easy is a really great help to stay motivated and make learning a new craft really fun. Now let's see what we will do with the last colors. I think I just want to make a lot of cute little hearts. So the heart shape is actually the most difficult from today. I just don't want it to look like a lot of buds. So hopefully we'll get that. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And just give me a minute to make some more buds. The only thing that actually annoys me about foam clay is that I have to wait for it to dry for like a few days, and I just don't have this kind of patience, and I always forget about that part when I plan my videos, so I didn't calculate it with the wait time. So this will again be posted a lot later than I wanted to. If I ever become consistent with something, I'm gonna throw a party, because that is just really hard. But I actually really love it when I get some questions or requests from you guys, because that actually keeps me motivated. So if you have seen any project or something you would like to see in foam clay, let me know, because I'm definitely taking those requests seriously and hopefully you get something out of it. The pieces are all finished, so now it's time to wait. For you it will only be a second, but for me it will be intense suffering. So let's go to the future. Nein, es geht gerade nicht. So I've waited a few days. They are still pretty squishy, so they will get harder over time too. But as you already know, I got no patience, so we're gonna continue. And I got this needle here and this piece of wire to make some holes into the foam clay and to put the string through to hang them on the bags. I will start with the easiest ones, which are just the little hearts. And for those I want to use the white string. So I think for this I really need a needle. I didn't find one. I'm gonna have a look again, otherwise I have to think of something else. So I found a needle and I think this should be perfect, because it's like a really big needle. I'm not even sure what it was for. But let's try this again. So something that happened is that the soft foam clay inside sticks to the string, but it stops after a while, so I'm gonna keep going, and it's possible to get it off. But I'm still gonna use the sharp needle before I use the other one, just so I know where the needle will go. And now again, let's see what happens. So I mean, it definitely works, but if you're a bit more patient than me, because I waited about 2 days, so if you wait a bit longer, it will work even better than that. So now I gotta choose the length I want. I think this should be fine. So let's do the other side. Now let's move on to the flowers. I'm also gonna use the white string for them. So again, we got a bit of clay, especially blue one. And this one, I think I want it a bit longer. So I'm gonna take this much. This will be a disaster. But remember, if you're patient and wait a few more days, it will work really great. I promise. So let's go. So this one isn't long enough, so let's go straight to the other one. Perfectly in the middle. Now let's hope it isn't going to be a disaster. So we got those two. Now let's move on to the last one. But for those I'm gonna use the violet string. I think this fits really well. Oh, this looks really cute. Maybe I should add a bead at the bottom. So I got those handmade ones I made out of polymer clay. And I think I'm gonna use one at the bottom of the flowers. Okay, I nearly made a mistake. I have to put on the leaves first. So you want to start at the top. So what should be at the top? You're gonna stick the needle through there. And now let's add the flower. So I actually don't really like how this looks with the leaves on top. Yeah, this is a lot better, I think. And now I'm gonna add a little pearl at the bottom. I had the genius idea to just take a thinner string, like fold it over like that, and put this through the bead. So I'm gonna put this through here, hopefully. So this is what it looks like now. I think it's kind of cute. So we got all the things on the strings. Now it's time to finish them up so we can use them. And for that I'm just gonna start with a knot at the bottom, and you could actually leave it at that, but I want to try and get like this fuzzy end. So I think for this to work easily, you would need like a really strong and small brush. So I'm just gonna use whatever I can find, and maybe it will work, maybe it will just stay like this. We will see. So this weird bottle cleaner, I think, looks like a tiny toilet brush. This works kind of well. So I'm gonna continue with the other ones, and then let's see how they turned out.